Hello everyone, and welcome back to English with Jenny. I'm your host Jenny, and I'm so happy to be joined once again by my wonderful co-host Chris. Hi Chris.
Hey Jenny. Hello to all our wonderful listeners around the world. It's always a pleasure to sit down and have a real conversation with you.
Absolutely. Today we're talking about something that affects every single one of us: climate change, the pollution that drives it, and how we can build a more sustainable lifestyle in 2026. We'll share honest stories, practical ideas, and natural English phrases you can use right away when talking about the environment with friends, family, or colleagues. No heavy lectures, just a relaxed, hopeful chat. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, get comfortable, and let's begin.
Jenny, let's start with the big picture. How do you see climate change showing up in your everyday life these days?
Honestly, it's becoming impossible to ignore. Last summer the heat waves felt stronger than ever, and even here in the city, the air quality alerts kept popping up because of pollution from traffic and industry. Scientists say 2025 was one of the hottest years on record, and 2026 is following the same worrying trend. The planet has already warmed about 1.5 degrees Celsius compared to pre-industrial times in some periods, and every extra fraction of a degree brings more extreme weather. It makes me feel both concerned and motivated at the same time. What about you?
I feel the same mix of emotions. For me, it's the changing seasons, and the plastic pollution I see every time I go for a walk by the river. Microplastics are everywhere now, in our oceans, in the air, even in our food. Air pollution from fossil fuels is still one of the biggest drivers of climate change, and it harms our health too. But instead of feeling helpless, I've started focusing on what I can control, my own daily choices.
That's such a healthy mindset. Feeling helpless is a common phrase, but shifting to focusing on what I can control sounds much more empowering. Listeners, if you want to sound natural when discussing big issues, try saying, "It makes me feel concerned, but also motivated because..."
Great phrase. Speaking of pollution, I used to think it was only factories and cars, but then I learned how much single-use plastic contributes. Every year we produce millions of tons of plastic waste that ends up polluting our land and oceans. It breaks down into tiny particles that harm wildlife and eventually come back to us.
Exactly. And that connects directly to climate change, because producing all that plastic requires huge amounts of fossil fuels, which release greenhouse gases. The good news is, we can fight both problems at the same time, by choosing a more sustainable lifestyle.
So let's get practical. What small changes have you made in your daily routine to live more sustainably?
One of the easiest for me was switching to reusable items. I now carry a cloth shopping bag, a metal water bottle, and a coffee cup everywhere. It feels good to say no to single-use plastics. I've also started eating more plant-based meals, not completely vegetarian, but reducing meat a few days a week really lowers my carbon footprint. Carbon footprint is such a useful term. It means the total greenhouse gases caused by your activities.
I love that. For me, it's all about reducing waste and saving energy at home. I turn off lights when I leave a room, unplug chargers that aren't in use to cut phantom energy, and I take shorter showers to save water. Water waste might not seem related to climate change at first, but producing and heating water uses a lot of energy. Another big one. I walk or cycle for short trips instead of driving. It reduces air pollution and keeps me healthier too.
Those are excellent habits. Phantom energy is a great phrase. It's the electricity wasted by devices that stay plugged in. And cutting down on is perfect for talking about reductions. I'm trying to cut down on single-use plastics.
Speaking of transportation, I've also started supporting public transport more. In 2026, many cities are making buses and trains cleaner and more convenient. Every time we choose not to drive, we help lower vehicle emissions, which are a major source of both pollution and climate-warming gases.
True. Another sustainable habit I picked up is meal planning to reduce food waste. Throwing away food means we wasted all the energy, water, and resources used to grow and transport it. Now I plan my meals for the week and use leftovers creatively. It saves money and helps the planet.
Perfect example. And let's not forget the power of reuse and repair. Instead of buying new clothes every season, I look for second-hand options or repair what I already have. Fast fashion creates enormous pollution and waste. Choosing quality over quantity is a simple but powerful shift.
I completely agree. Here's a useful connector phrase for your conversations. Another thing I've started doing is, or on top of that. They help your ideas flow naturally, just like we're doing now.
For listeners who feel overwhelmed by climate change news, what would you say is the best first step toward a sustainable lifestyle?
Start small, and be kind to yourself. Pick just 1 or 2 changes that feel doable. Maybe it's bringing your own bag to the market, or turning off the tap while brushing your teeth to save water. Small consistent actions add up, and give you a sense of control. Progress, not perfection.
Yes. And remember, you're not alone. Talking about these topics with friends opens the door to new ideas. You might inspire someone else, without even realizing it.
That's so true. Let's quickly highlight some key vocabulary and phrases you can use immediately. Greenhouse gases, the heat-trapping gases causing climate change. Sustainable lifestyle, living in a way that doesn't harm the planet long-term. Reduce, reuse, recycle, the classic 3Rs. Lower my carbon footprint, making choices that produce fewer emissions. And my favorite. It's a small step, but every little bit helps.
Excellent list. And one more hopeful reminder, even though the science shows challenges ahead, real climate wins are still happening. Cleaner energy, community cleanups, and people like us making better daily choices.
Exactly. We can protect our planet while living happier, healthier lives.
We're coming to the end of today's conversation, but before we say goodbye, here are 3 practical takeaways you can start using this week. Number 1, reduce pollution by choosing reusable items and cutting down on single-use plastics. Number 2, build a sustainable lifestyle with small habits, eat more plants, save energy and water, and walk or cycle when possible. Number 3, talk about it. Use the phrases we shared to have natural conversations that spread awareness and ideas.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. If this episode inspired you, please leave a comment and tell us. What is one sustainable change you're going to try this month? We read every comment and love hearing your stories.
And if you're enjoying English with Jenny, hit subscribe, share the episode with a friend, and join us next time for more real everyday conversations.
Until then, take care of yourself and take care of our beautiful planet. Keep practicing your English with confidence, stay hopeful, and remember, every small action matters. We'll see you soon. Bye everyone.